What is your American dream?
I feel like I'm living my American dream right now. I know it's really cheesy, but my parents moved here in the 70s to make a better life for our family, and I was able to start this company. I was on Shark Tank last year and, really following my passion to design for sustainability.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. It's Hump Day. It's the middle of the week. Plus, we talk about sex today, yo.
Of course.
Of course, it's Hump Day. What else do you do on Hump Day? You say, thank God we're halfway through the week.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Right, and also, it's Hump Day.
And then it's Hump Day as well.
And then, of course, it's Hump Day.
Yeah.
So what do you do on Hump Day?
You make sure your hump is nice and clean.
Ready to go.
So you can hump.
Okay. By the way, we have a huge controversy right now.
Okay.
There's a huge controversy right now because we have a contest going for those who are in the squad who watch on a regular daily basis. If you comment first on YouTube and Facebook, you win a Brad Show Live mug. On YouTube, it is 100%. Okay, there's no doubt about it. Alcia Stone, #1 on YouTube, says squad up Brad and his team. And I turn on Facebook and I look at Facebook, and as we're doing a countdown, I said to Jonathan, oh man, Jessica Leamy said squad up my loves, and then the #2 comment was Alcia Stone, squad up Brad and his team.
So then I threw on my glasses and I said, I don't know. On my page, it says Alcia Stone is #1 and Jessica Leamy is #2.
So do we go? So the controversy is Jonathan says to me, obviously my computer's correct. And I said, I don't know why your computer's correct, because my Facebook page, I said, listen, I want to give out the mugs as much as anybody, but we have to be very fair.
Absolutely.
On my Facebook page, Jessica Leamy beat Alcia Stone on Facebook.
And on my Facebook page, it says Alcia Stone was commenting first before Jessica Leamy. So we're going to have to ask you guys at the squad, can you guys scroll up and see who was the first comment?
Yeah, we need honesty here.
Honesty, of course.
Our squad is always honest.
Of course.
All right. In the meantime, you scour the comments, figure out
All
if
right.
Alcia Stone won the free Brad Show Live mug or not, while I say hi to the squad.
Okay.
Jessica Levy, squad up. How are you? Kavar Harris. And by the way, I'm going to leave it up to Jonathan.
Oh.
To be the good guy or the bad guy.
Oh, thanks a lot. By the way, what? PSA. So I'm getting a lot of comments. Don Harriet, Burrell Harris, and someone else I saw saying they never get the notification. They're never going to win because they can't search. They have to search for the live. I wish I could get a cup. So I guess you guys have to press the bell, that little bell notification, right up on the top right, depending on what device you're using, and it should say notify all live videos from this page. So you click on that. Now, if it doesn't work after that,
contact Facebook.
We need to contact Facebook.
Contact Facebook.
Because that's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jessica Leamy, squad up. Kavar Harris.
Oh.
What? PSA again?
PSA. Okay. Look, I'm acting like Brad.
Yeah, you just interrupted me right mid-sentence. What is the PSA?
Jessica Leamy says her comment came after mine.
Her comment, that I have it as Jessica Leamy 1,
right.
Alcia Stone 2.
But then It's Apple Pie says Alcia was the first on mine.
And does It's Apple Pie see Jessica Leamy as #2? Or did It's Apple Pie turn on Facebook after Jessica Leamy made her comment? Who
We're
done
gonna
it?
deliberate some
Who
more.
done
Go
it?
ahead, talk to them.
All right. Daryl Winnebaugh, squad up. Sarah Smith. It's like a photo finish here.
Yeah, right.
Sarah Smith, how are you? And listen, Jessica Levy wants us here Stone to win. But we got to be fair. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. And if you did it, we're happy to send you the buck. Betty Tolbert, I have an immigration question. Do I call or type here? Call, Betty. We want to talk to you. 1-800-529-5465. Carol Anderson, the Tiger. Squad up. How are you? It's Apple Pie checking in, being part of the discussion. And who else we got here? Elizabeth Francis, squad up. And Burrell Harris also saying the Facebook thing doesn't work, just like you said. Let's see what's going on YouTube. Daryl Winnebaugh, squad up. I'll see you, Stone number 1. Maxine Gowie. Kavar Harris, Jessica Levy, double fisting. Kawuku Aname, squad up, everybody. My dates. Hump day is when hubby comes back home loaded with work.
Oh. What
That
kind
could
of
have
work?
a double meaning. What is he? Depends what kind of work he's loaded with.
Doing work to her body.
I don't know. I said that could have a double meaning. Tomcat 2, Carol's double fisting, squad up. Paul Green, Michelle Everbliss, Andrea Miller. And please leave your comments. Join the conversation. So please leave all your comments in our comment section. You could leave questions, and I will be answering them later in our social media check-in. And please, we want you to join the conversation. Jonathan, as we're having a conversation, Jonathan is juggling a conversation and checking your comments as well. So please join the conversation so we can converse with you as well and hear what your thoughts and feelings are about whatever we're discussing. Jonathan, take it away.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So, can we get a drum roll?
You're going to make a decision.
I'm going to make my decision.
You're going to make a decision.
I'll see if Stone is going to get a mug, guys.
All right!
Getting a mug.
She was the first person.
She was the first.
It is controversial,
yes.
But Jonathan has reviewed Judge Yo-Yo.
Listen.
Judge Yo-Yo has reviewed it all, and he says...
It's a new title.
Judge Yo-Yo.
Thank you. Oh, my gosh.
Judge Yo-Yo.
Yes.
You would be a great judge.
I think so, too.
Right.
And Steve Harvey could be a judge.
Yeah, you would be.
Jerry Springer could be a judge.
Let me tell you right now, we're going to call it Love Court.
Love
Court. And Judge Yo-Yo is going to preside over Love Court only on Wednesdays on bickering couples.
I love it.
And can tell which bickering couple has to apologize to the other.
There you go. I can take that.
You owe your girlfriend an apology.
I got that. I can take it.
Or you can tell the girlfriend you owe your boyfriend an apology.
There you go.
That's your judgment.
All right. All right. So congratulations. I'll see you, Stone. Make sure you guys, make sure you hit us up, DM us or something, send us a message.
Yes, let us know how we can reach you so we can get you the mug.
Yes. Congratulations. Everybody congratulate her. And now, you guys, please put in all your comments in the comment section. Put in all your questions in the comment section because we're going to be answering those questions during social media check-in. The earlier, the better. Like I say that every time. The earlier, the better. And also, please share this. Share this with every and anybody. Just like you guys are saying, some of you don't get the notification. Burrell Harris said that she did press the little bell notification. So Facebook is kind of messing with us on that. We don't like that.
Facebook messes with us, for sure.
Yeah, we don't
Not
like
with
that.
every show, but messes with our show.
Yeah.
Come on, Facebook.
We're going to have to figure that out. But if you guys don't, get the notification, make sure you guys let everybody know to make sure they post, and they share. Share it to every and anybody, all right? And we're about.
By the way, that's another great reason to share because a lot of times people who want to see our show don't see it and don't get the notification. So if you know somebody who likes to watch our show, share it to them.
Absolutely. Now, you guys, we are going to start talking headlines, the latest headlines, including the news that dozens of Ukrainian refugees are stuck at the border in Tijuana, Mexico, due to a United States policy change that just went into effect. And, of course, like we said earlier, it is Wednesday, so get ready for some Hump Day stories, including commemorating a special artist known for casting the manhood of famous rock musicians, like Jimi Hendrix, like you see right there. This is interesting.
Very interesting. Do you think those would be large casts or small casts?
It depends on the rock artist.
Good answer. Good answer. And of course, you can call us at 1-800-529-5465. You see Dwayne The Rock Johnson with my head running across the screen, holding a sign. Call me or ask me your immigration questions. Now is the time to call 1-800-529-5465. In about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, I will be answering your legal questions live on our show if you are one of the first 14 lucky people to call. 1-800-529-5465 internationally, +1 212-227-8933. And if I talked way too fast for you, that number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen for the entire show. So you will absolutely always know where to call. And of course, Jonathan, April is Earth Month, and Friday was Earth Day. So later in the show, we will visit New York City's Earth Day Festival for 2022 and see how people are working to make the world cleaner.
That actually makes sense.
I like that.
That April is Earth Month.
Why April?
Because that was the month I was born.
I
came to this earth.
And Yo-Yo made the earth cleaner.
There you
so
go.
Why shouldn't we celebrate a clean earth?
There you go.
The earth would not be as clean without Yo-Yo's presence, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
like, what could I say?
Yeah.
What could I say?
But bow.
All right, you ready for schmoozing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, and CREW, which is Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, filed a lawsuit against the Glades County Detention Center. That's a for-profit jail run by Immigration and Customs, or not run by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, for immigration detainees. Immigrations and Customs. My mic is out.
Uh-oh. Batteries.
Somebody, get me a battery.
I got you.
Please, un momento, por favor.
I got you. Give me those.
Here, take these. Take these ones.
Take these.
Right.
Look at that teamwork.
Yeah. All right. We're sorry about that.
It happens, guys. Don't worry.
Live TV.
Live TV. That's the best part about it.
All right. So, next time, remember, I got to check.
Yeah.
My fault.
We got you.
All right. So, the ACL, let's start again. Ian, let's schmooze. You ready? There we go. Now we can start good. Now we can start good. All right, so the ACLU, as I was saying, the American Civil Liberties Union, and the Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, they call themselves CREW. They filed a lawsuit against the Glades County Detention Center. It is a for-profit jail that that Immigration and Customs Enforcement pays this for-profit company to run. The lawsuit against Glades is because they are destroying surveillance video, and they're destroying, the thought is that they're destroying surveillance video of videos of guards and others in the facility that are violating the inmates' rights. Glades is, according to the lawsuit, Glades is destroying video footage that could be used to substantiate reports of abuse against immigrants detained in the jail. The detention center is currently the target of multiple federal inquiries and civil rights complaints due to human rights abuses and conditions so inhumane that 8 members of Congress have called on the Biden administration to terminate ICE's contract with the facility. Kate Blankenship, the deputy legal director of ACLU, said these problems are systematic and long-standing, and if history has proven anything, Glades County will likely to continue to fail to address these issues and meet federal requirements. The big problem in all of this, Jonathan, is that the United States basically pays other corporations to hold detainees. We've talked about this for years on our show. Nothing has changed. Detaining immigrants is a for-profit business. The government wants to detain immigrants. Corporations want to detain immigrants because people make money when immigrants are detained. And when immigrants are detained, the government's only paying paying this corporation X amount of dollars per day per immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not getting the Four Seasons hotel.
Right.
They're not even getting a Marriott hotel.
Right.
This corporation or these corporations that run these jails, their goal is to make as much money as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're getting per X amount of dollars per inmate, they want to house that inmate as cheaply as they can. Give the worst food, the worst conditions. Why? Because they're not in business to give humane treatment to somebody.
Right.
That's not their business. Their business is to make a profit. And they're making a profit on people's detention. Most of whom don't have a criminal record. Most of whom are escaping violence from other countries and applying for asylum and are being detained in the meantime. So yes, the ACLU and crew can do all of this, but until the United States government decides to run their own jails, and until the United States government decides and Immigration Customs Enforcement decides to monitor their own jails and not give this business away to somebody else, this is always going to happen, unfortunately. A slam on this side.
Yes.
Makes me angry thinking
I
about
know.
it. I was about to slam it right on my cup.
That's how you know.
That's how angry I was when I was thinking about it. Now, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas faced off today with Republican members of Congress. He is on Congress trying to get as much money as he can for the Department of Homeland Security, especially for border enforcement. Republican Representative Michael McCall of Texas took issue with the way Mr. Mayorkas is running the Department of Homeland Security. He says the situation on the U.S.-Mexico border is, quote, out of control. Earlier Wednesday, Mayorkas told lawmakers that the Department of Homeland Security has effectively managed the flow of migrants to the U.S.-Mexico border with all the resources that you are giving us. You don't give us resources, we can't do a better job than with what you give us. Mayorkas said we inherited a broken and dismantled system that is already under strain. It is not built to manage the current levels and type of migratory flows. Just last year, okay, just last month in March, U.S. Customs and Border Protection on the southern border encountered more than 221,000 migrants.
Wow.
Now, we're talking about jail space. Currently, the Department of Homeland Security has the ability to jail or detain 18,000.
Oh. Jeez.
So something's got to give.
Right.
According to the Department of Homeland Security memo issued Tuesday, U.S. Border Protection has deployed 600 officers and agents to the U.S.-Mexico border. It doesn't even have the capacity to hold 18,000 people right now. It's in the process of expanding their capacity. The administration began offering COVID-19 vaccines to migrants early this year. It's expanding its site to 24 locations to mitigate the spread of the coronavirus by May 23rd. Now, everybody's up in arms about Title 42. Donald Trump decided the way he's going to end immigration. You have 220,000 people. Listen, U.S. government nobody wants 220,000 people trying to run across the border every month. I don't think there's anybody who would sanely say, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay? But the way that Donald Trump tried to end it was with Title 42. Make it as miserable. That's right, that guy. Look at him. Make it as miserable as you can for a human being, that it's so miserable on the border in Mexico, I'd rather go home.
Yeah.
That's what he tried to do. It's inhumane. It's not what the United States of America stands for, and it doesn't solve the problem.
Right.
Because as inhumane as you are going to be on the border in Mexico, things are still worse where they are.
Yeah.
So one of two things has to happen, Jonathan. Either one, conditions where people are coming from have to improve, or two, we as the United States, as a country, or any country where migrants are trying to get into, the wealthier countries have to be welcoming of them.
Yeah.
You don't really have a lot of choices here. Is there a third choice?
No.
That seems to be the problem.
Yeah.
seems to be the problem. Meanwhile, dozens of Ukrainians are stranded in Tijuana right now. Ukrainians were being allowed into the United States because of the war that Russia started against the Ukraine. They were slowly starting to trickle in, applying for permission to enter the United States, escaping the war. Now that Title 42 has been reinforced by a judge, you're not allowed to make an application for asylum or entry at a U.S. border. You have to stay in Mexico while that is happening. That includes Ukrainians who are escaping the war.
So how were the Ukrainians that are allowed to come, how were they coming?
They were coming in because Biden overturned Title 42, but now a judge has decided that you can't.
Oh, wow.
Right. So now Ukrainians, they're stuck in Mexico. And they got two choices. They can try to remain in Mexico and see what's going to happen. Or they can go back to Europe. The United States is allowing 100,000 refugees to come from the Ukraine, but only if those applications originate from Europe.
Okay. Why would they go to Mexico first then? Like, when they could have just came straight from Europe?
What?
Why wouldn't they come straight from Europe then instead of go through Mexico?
Because the Ukrainian program just started.
Oh, okay.
Right. So before that, there was no way to come. There was no way to come.
And they probably spent whatever they had, just to get to Mexico. You can't go back.
Well, now they have to go back and apply for parole to come into the United States from Europe now.
Man.
And that, by the way, for Ukrainians to apply for parole to come in from Europe, you don't need a relative. You just need to know an American. So you apply for Ukrainians who want to apply for the Ukraine parole program. The United States is allowing 100,000 Ukrainians into the United States of America. The applications have to originate from Europe, and you need an affidavit of support from an American or a lawful permanent resident.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be your relative. But if you as an American or a lawful permanent resident are going to provide an affidavit of support for a Ukrainian person, you may be on the hook if they end up taking government assistance. Now, I doubt the Biden administration would ever go and start suing people if Ukrainians start, taking government assistance. But still, you're signing an affidavit of support with the government. And talking about the Ukraine war, Jonathan.
Okay.
Yesterday, Germany announced it's sending anti-aircraft tanks to Ukraine. It is by no means a war between Russia and Ukraine anymore.
Right.
It is a war between Russia and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
All of Europe, other than Belarus and the United States of America and Canada and Australia and Japan against Russia. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All of these countries are furnishing equipment. They're furnishing military equipment. They're furnishing humanitarian aid to the Ukrainians. When the war started, Germany said, "We'll give you 5,000 helmets." Now they're giving
5,000.
Now they're giving anti-aircraft tanks.
Jeez. Tanks. Okay. Going from helmets to tanks.
Right. And the reason is that it's obvious now to most people that Putin is a madman. Maybe somebody in Russia will disagree with me, but outside of that, it's obvious he's a madman, and the concern is he's not going to stop at the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Poland is terrified. Romania is. Who's terrified right now? Moldova. They're not even part of NATO. They separate. Moldova is a European country that separates Ukraine from Romania.
I would be scared too.
And Putin is and his defense secretary and they're throwing around. Don't start with us. We have nuclear weapons, which scares everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, right now, if the Ukrainian army is holding back the Russian army, they're not as strong conventionally as you would think they were going to be. Just from a military analysis, nobody thought Ukraine was going to be able to hold them off for 3 days, let alone weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're basically fighting them to a standoff at this point. It's terrible what's going on there, but to say the Russian military is menacing, if the Ukrainian military is holding them off, imagine what would happen if Germany, Italy, France, U.S., Canada, Japan, Australia, any one of those countries, let alone all of them in combination, decide to go to war against Russia. The concern obviously is nuclear war.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because it sounds all good, but then...
Right, I mean, the concern is obviously nuclear war.
Yeah, you see Putin in the corner, and
he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He may say, I got nothing to lose.
That's what scares me.
Which is the scary part of it all. Meanwhile, Russian energy giant Gazprom said it has halted gas exports to Poland and Bulgaria because the country's refusal to pay for oil in rubles. Poland, Bulgaria, Germany, they're all going to have to get their gas and oil from other sources. There's all sorts of different news reports that say they'll be able to do it. They won't be able to do it. We'll see what happens. Certainly, gas and oil is going to go up tremendously in Europe right now. It's going to cause inflation. It may cause a recession. And when Europe goes into inflation or recession, the whole entire world goes into, because Europe is a huge part of the world economy. So what happens in Europe affects everybody, even if you don't live in Europe. And the reason why this is all happening, really, is because Poland is a staging ground for giving all of the military supplies to Ukraine. So Russia wants to punish Poland for being the staging ground for giving all the military supplies to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Poland wants to defeat Russia as bad as anybody else. They don't want to go back to the Soviet Union. Poland used to be part of the Soviet Union. They remember what it was like to be part of the Soviet Union. It wasn't pleasant. And they see this is what's happening again. So of course they're going to be a staging ground. The only reason why the U.S., Germany, and everybody else hasn't gotten involved is because of nuclear weapons. Which goes back to the point of, if you're a world leader and you see all of this right now, you're going to want to get a nuclear weapon. Because you say, you know what, if I have a nuclear weapon, I can do what I want. Everyone's going to be scared that I'm going to be a crazy person to shoot off a nuclear weapon.
Somebody's going to be crazy enough to just do it.
Yeah. Talking about crazy people, and not the judge, not the New York judge, but the person that the New York judge is holding in contempt, Donald Trump, another crazy person. He is in contempt after a state attorney general's office said he did not comply with a subpoena for documents a part of its investigation into the Trump Corporation. New York State, if for those who don't know, is investigating Donald Trump. They claim that on insurance and mortgage documents, they claim that that the Trump properties were inflated, had much higher values, and on their tax returns that they had lower values to reduce their tax liability. So you can't have the same property and say this property is X amount of dollars on one application to get a mortgage or insurance, and on a tax return to the state of New York, say that same exact property is substantially less money to avoid paying taxes. Right. That's what the investigation is. Trump says Trump is in contempt, $10,000 a day a judge is fining him because he hasn't turned over one piece of paper. Now, his attorney, Alina Habba, told reporters that Trump, guess what, plans to appeal the decision. Why? Because Trump always appeals everything. That's his game plan. He appeals everything all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. He can delay things for years and years, if not a decade.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it in 10 years from now. Now, in court, Trump's attorney, Habba, said that the former president does not believe he's above the law, but simply does not have the types of communications that were sought by the subpoena. Trump does not email, he does not text, and he has no work computer. But he has yet to sign an affidavit saying that.
Jeez.
The lawyer claims it, but he's never signed an affidavit saying it. And then Harvard, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, president of Harvard, Lawrence Bacow, said that Harvard University is dedicating $100 million to create a fund to research and redress its extensive entanglements with slavery.
Wow.
Yeah, the university's attempt to reckon with its past is detailed in a report titled Harvard and the Legacy of Slavery, which documents how the slave trade in the 17th and 18th centuries comprised a vital part of the New England economy.
Wow.
The president of Harvard, Lawrence Bacco, said the report makes plain that slavery in America was by no means confined to the South. This is what I thought was interesting. I didn't know this. It was embedded in the fabric and the institutions of the North. It remained legal in Massachusetts until the Supreme Judicial Court ruled it unconstitutional in 1783. I did not know that there was slavery in Massachusetts up until 1783.
I didn't either.
I did not know that. We were talking about it right before we came on the air. That's 7 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, where all the colonies said all men are created equal. Almost all men were created equal in their eyes, not all men. Now, for nearly 150 years from the founding of the university in 1636 until Massachusetts abolished slavery, Harvard presidents and others enslaved more than 70 people, according to the report, which lists the names of the people who were associated with Harvard in the appendix. The report said that these profitable financial relationships included most notably the beneficiaries of donors who accumulated their wealth through slave trading from the labor of enslaved people on plantations in the Caribbean islands and in the American South, and from the northern textile manufacturing industry. Harvard financial investments included loans to Caribbean sugar plants, rum distillers, plantation suppliers. The commitment of $100 million by Harvard is for the creation of the legacy of a slavery fund. Some of those funds will be available for current use, while the balance will be held in endowment. They plan on using the funds to support the implementation of the report's recommendations, which includes the expansion of educational opportunities for the descendants of enslaved people in the South and in the Caribbean, establishing partnerships with historically black colleges and universities, and identifying and building relationships with the direct descendants of enslaved people who labored at Harvard. So I think they're going to give a lot of scholarships in the name of Harvard
nice.
at black institutions
at HBCUs.
in the United States. Basically what they're saying is they're going to start an endowment of scholarships. Part of this money is going to go to an endowment of scholarships to predominantly black universities, plus I'm sure at Harvard as well, for people who are descendants of slaves.
No, I like that, especially since, I mean, slavery wasn't abolished until 1865. So
I didn't know that it was even in Massachusetts until 17.
Yeah, for the fact that, it was in Massachusetts, till 1783. I mean, that's still a lot earlier than when slavery was abolished. So for them to be doing this when other states where slavery was still, in full effect, even after 1865, there was some slaves that were at those states. I'm pretty, impressed that Harvard would do that.
Yeah.
I'm
very good on Harvard.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Kudos to Harvard.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Some camels?
Oh yeah, let's let them out.
We have some camels somewhere, Ian. Let them out. They've been dying to get out.
Yes.
It's Hump Day. It's Hump Day.
All right, so you ever hear this woman, Cynthia Plasticaster?
No.
She's an artist. She's known for casting the erect phalluses, the penises of famous rock musicians. And she has casted Jimi Hendrix, the Buzzcocks, Pete Shelley. I don't know who Buzzcocks are. I never heard of them.
Oh,
but that's an apropos name to have a phallus of
this person?
The Buzzcock guy.
That's him?
I guess, yes.
That's him.
The Dead Kennedys frontman Jello Biafra. His was a bit jello-y.
Oh, okay.
Well, she died at age 74 while attending art school in the 1960s.
Oh, look at her.
Yeah, while attending art school in the 1960s, she was given an assignment to create a plastic cast of something solid that will retain its shape. And she decided on rock musicians' penises.
Well.
And her most famous subject belonged to Jimi Hendrix. He agreed to do it in the summer of 1968 while on tour in Chicago.
Whoa!
Yes.
What?
That's a pretty big one, I would assume, right? I don't know.
Okay, Jimi Hendrix.
Arbitrons, I mean, if you ever were curious, you got your answer
right there.
You got your answer right there. That looked pretty big. I don't know. Arbitron's work eventually grabbed the attention of Frank Zappa. I heard of him, who never subjected himself to the casting, but became sort of a patron of the artist. and he held on to a whole bunch of these phallixes. She made about 50 in total, and they went on to be exhibited at the MoMA PS1 in Queens several years later. She even did a couple of breasts of famous women. Can you imagine going to a museum like, what am I looking at here?
So
what am I looking at here? What am I looking at here?
I wonder whose those were.
Yes, and by the way, talking about phallixes, the rumor that Snickers bar was going to get rid of its veins.
Oh,
it's not.
It was just a rumor.
I didn't even know that the Snickers bar was considered a black phallix.
I mean,
I didn't know that. I'm like, now I'm going to be concerned about eating a Snickers bar.
Yeah, it does definitely look like a black man's manhood with the veins.
Well, last Tuesday, the company took to Twitter to shut down the rumblings.
Oh my goodness.
Snickers wrote on Twitter, good news! Contrary to what's trending on Twitter, the veins are remaining. Whose idea was to make veins on a Snickers bar anyway?
Somebody who liked Hump Day. I think we have a picture of the Snickers that without the veins, and it does look very weird.
Let me see the Snickers without the veins.
Yeah, that's weird
looks
looking.
That I don't even know what that looks like.
It looks like I don't know.
Like a Kit Kat, maybe. Yeah, maybe like a Kit Kat.
But
let's see it with the veins now. Can we see what a Snickers looks like? I haven't seen the Snickers in a long time.
I think that one looks like flesh. I think they added a couple of veins on that.
That reminds me of, you ever see that movie Caddyshack?
No.
You know Caddyshack with Bill Murray?
I know
from
Bill
the
Murray.
70s.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, somebody threw the Snickers bar into a pool. And then they had to,
and
then they thought it was a poop.
Yeah.
That's what I would think it was a Snickers bar. I didn't know it was a phallix.
I mean,
I didn't know that it was that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be concerned now if I ever eat a Snickers bar. I'm gonna be very concerned. By the way, you ever hear of a fictosexual man?
I just heard about this from this story. I've never even heard about that.
A fictosexual man, he married a hologram bride, which is a computer synthesized pop singer from 4 years ago. And he was in love with this woman for 4 years. And now, unfortunately, the love is kind of died down, because he's unable to communicate with his hologram anymore, because the company that made the hologram did not upgrade the software. Now, according to Akito Kondo, 38, he was dating Hatsune Miku, this hologram, a popular figure in anime and Japanese culture, and for a decade before they had an unofficial wedding ceremony in 2018, Kondo, one of many who identifies as fictosexual, or someone who is sexually attracted to fictional characters, spent about $17,300 on a wedding to this hologram. He was married for 4 years.
To this cartoon.
Yeah, he says his relationship may be odd. He understands Miko is not a real person, but it does not change his feelings for her. Since falling in love with her in 2008, Kondo was finally able to interact with Miko for the first time in 2017, thanks to Gatebox, a $1,300 machine that allowed device owners to interact with characters. But because they have not updated their software, the character doesn't work anymore. Now, Kono insists it hasn't lessened his feelings for this woman. My love for Miko hasn't changed. He even said he held the wedding ceremony because I thought I would be with her forever. Now, some relationships are just for kicks, but to Kondo, this thing is very real.
This is real.
And for a long time, he said he knew a human partner just was not due for him because of his intense attraction to Miko. What do you think, Yo-Yo?
You know what the hell
I think this man needs help.
Yeah. Well, first of all, she's 16 years old.
I think this man needs help.
Second, it's a hologram. Third, y'all.
You know what? It's one thing to say. It's one thing to say, okay, I'm going to fantasize about this photograph or
Yeah, but
this
to fall
character,
in love?
you know, but to change your life, that's when it becomes dark and scary
Yeah.
to me. You
Yeah.
know, where this man needs
It's
help.
not, to me, it's not normal. I'm not going to hold you.
No,
It's
right,
not normal.
yeah.
It's
I
just
mean,
not
I
normal.
understand you want to fantasize. Everyone has their fantasies.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to
But
fantasize about
you're-
Barbie. You want to fantasize about, I don't know, whoever, whatever,
Look how
whatever
look, he is
fictional.
sleeping good,
Whatever,
too.
yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
Sorry.
All right, we gotta. So that's our hump day for the day. We gotta get to TikTok time. In this edition of TikTok time, I answer questions about sponsoring a sibling and a United States citizen filing for their mom and stepdad. Let's watch. Well, the short answer is no, you can't sponsor your sister to come help your wife for her pregnancy. The long answer is you cannot sponsor family members in a job, even if it's a job that she's coming to assist, not get paid. It's still considered employment. It's still considered that you would be undercutting the labor force in the United States. Number two, there is no work visa for nanny. You would have to sponsor as in a green card, and that would take years. And if you were to sponsor your sister as a brother to a sister, that would take 15 years. And by that time, not only would your wife have given birth, but the child would probably be in college. So, sorry. If the daughter was under 18 when mom married the stepfather, then the daughter can file for the stepfather here in the United States via adjustment of status, file separately for her biological mother in another country. 2 separate applications. Good luck. All right, it's dinner time. You ready for some meat and potatoes? You got questions, I got answers. Let's do it. All right, Michael, you're up. What's your question?
Hello, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good. My name is Mike. I'm coming from Wisconsin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, please, I have some issues that I have that I want to discuss, and I need an advice regards this. I'm from Nigeria. I was married to my previous wife in Nigeria. We both got a B1, B2 visa to come into the United States, but unfortunately, we never made it to come down here together.
Wait, I don't understand. You applied for, who applied for a tourist visa? Your wife's here on a tourist visa, or she applied for one? You applied for a tourist visa, you're here?
Yeah.
Okay, where's your wife?
I left her in Nigeria.
You left her in Nigeria. Okay, so you're here as a tourist, your wife's in Nigeria. Continue.
She's in Nigeria. By what I know, I left her back there. But one of my friends was telling me that she came into the United States, but I don't know if she's in here. You understand?
Yes.
But the issue is, so when I came in here, I fell in love. I met someone who had issues. I and my previous wife had issues, so we had to, went our separate ways. We divorced each other. She filed a petition against me, and then she got a divorce on me.
Where was the divorce? In Nigeria or the United States?
In Nigeria. Yeah, in Nigeria.
Okay, I see where this is leading. Continue.
Yeah. You said what?
I said I could see where this is leading. Continue. I'll hold judgment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I came into the United States. I met a woman, I fell in love with, we got married, later the line, something happened, that our marriage went apart. She actually petitioned for me, you understand? I got work authorization through that. But later I wrote to USCIS that I wasn't interested in the petition because the marriage went apart. That I had to file a divorce and you understand. Then I wrote to USCIS that they should withdraw the petition and I wasn't interested in it.
Okay.
But along the line, I met my wife.
Third wife. You're now third wife.
My third wife.
Right.
That I'm married to currently.
Mm-hmm.
And then she filed for me. We have done for the immediately we submitted the I-1 for the 85.
Yes.
Then we filed an application for work authorization. But instead of them giving me a work authorization, they gave me an 180 days extension.
Mm-hmm.
I was given an 180 days extension based on the previous authorization that I got from my ex-wife that
Well, no, you got a receipt notice on a new work permit, and you're just using that as an extension from your old one. But continue.
Old one.
Right,
That's what
okay,
it is.
Okay.
So that's what but the extension is ending at, what's it called?
Sure.
2nd of May. I haven't gotten anything from them, and I've tried to reach them. I really don't know what to do.
You have two issues.
Okay.
Okay, one that has not come up yet, but it's going to come up because it comes up with every person from Nigeria who has a divorce from Nigeria. They're going to question the authenticity. They, meaning immigration, is going to question the authenticity of your divorce from Nigeria. You have to be prepared for that. What I would suggest you do now is contact the Nigerian consulate and ask them to verify the authenticity of your divorce. So when you go for your interview, you have that.
We already gone there. We've even gone for the interview. I and my wife have gone for the interview. And as I speak to you currently, checking on the app, we did the interview.
All right, so you're not telling me the whole story. So this is a renewal of your work permit.
I don't understand.
You went on an interview with your third wife already?
Yes.
Okay, so you did not tell me the whole story. What happened at the interview? What happened at the interview? It's like a stock. They did like a stock interview for us. Okay.
The first one, so they took my wife separately. They took me separately. They asked me some bunch of questions.
Okay.
And
did they ask for the validity of the divorce, or that never came up as an issue?
No, it didn't come up as an issue.
Lucky for you. Okay. All right. So the answer is, I would still get the authenticity of the divorce because it will come up eventually. Number one. Number two, hopefully everything went well on that Stokes interview. You got to wait on the decision. Number three, you can follow up for your work permit, but they're not going to give you one just by following up. What I would do right now is request an expedite if you have evidence that you're going to lose your job. You can also, starting June 1st, which is only about 4 weeks from now, they're supposed to come out right after Memorial Day with a fee to pay $2,500 to expedite a work permit in 14 days. That's also an option if you have the money. Those are the two things you can do.
Wow. 2,500, is that what you said?
Now, you can't do it right now. It's going to be after Memorial Day.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. So, like the 180 days that was given to me now, it's like I said, it's expiring next week.
If you're employed, between me and you and everybody watching, you're married to a U.S. citizen. So if you work without authorization, it's not a reason to deny your green card.
Okay.
So as long as you're working and you're paying taxes, you have a Social Security number. So my advice would be keep working until somebody at your in place of employment says, "Hey, you're not authorized to work." And follow up on your work permit.
Actually, what I'm doing is I'm doing like delivery and all that. My license is expiring soon because in Wisconsin, if you don't have
so then you're going to lose your driver's license. So you need to file for an expedite. My license will expire. I can't make a living.
Okay. Can I maybe later call you after the show?
Hold on. Yes. Emmanuel in Allentown, Texas.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good. I have this. My question is regarding adoption and immigration. So, I'm from Cameroon originally. I've been in the U.S. since 2015, and I live with a pending asylum case. So, I have two children back in Cameroon that I'm taking care of. So, one doesn't have a father, and the other one, the father abandoned them. So
where are they
my
now?
question is,
where are they now?
They are still in Cameroon.
Okay.
Their mother.
There's nothing you can do because you never adopted them. They're not your children. Perhaps when you become a U.S. citizen, if they are under 16, you can do some sort of adoption for them.
Okay. Yeah, my question was actually if I use a system based in Cameroon and I adopt them back in Cameroon, whenever I become a citizen here, would they be eligible to come over?
You would need to be able to prove that you lived with them for 2 years before you file for them. Maybe the 2 years was before you got here from Cameroon, and that you have legal guardianship of them for 2 years, and there's an adoption before 16. You would need to prove all 3 things.
I did live with one for 2 years, for more than 2 years actually.
Okay, so that one would be good if you do an adoption.
So the legal guardian you talk about, the time for legal guardian, if I do adopt them now, will 2 years from now be considered as
yes, correct.
eligible for legal
Right.
guardian?
If you never did a legal, if you never did a legal guardianship of them, then guardianship starts at the time of adoption.
Okay. Even if I don't see them after adoption.
Correct. 2 years living together, 2 years legal guardianship, and adopted before 16.
Okay. And using a local agency also no problem with that, right?
You don't need a local agency if you're doing it as a straight adoption. You would only need a local agency if you're doing it as an orphan petition.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
You don't need a local adoption agency unless you're bringing them over as orphans, which you don't need to do until you're a U.S. citizen. If you're going to Cameroon to adopt them, you don't need an adoption agency in the United States. You just have to prove to immigration you adopted the children, you adopted them before 16, you had legal guardianship of them before 16 for 2 years, and you live with them for 2 years.
So when I say local, I mean using an adoption agency in Cameroon.
You can do whatever you can do, as long as it's illegal. I don't know how to do an adoption in Cameroon, but however it's done.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think that answers my question.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Vita in Destin, Florida.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hello?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, I have a question here. What age your child have to be to?
What is what?
For that child to file for you?
You got to take a step to the right. You break it up.
Okay. Hold on, Tommy.
All right.
Are you hearing me now?
Same.
Hold on. Are you hearing now?
Okay, we'll try. Still the same, but try.
Are you hearing me now?
Much better now.
Okay. I'm saying, what age your child has to be to file for you if that child is a U.S. citizen?
21.
What if that child is in the military?
21.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Rami in Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a U.S. citizen, and my parents, my mother, and my her 2 kids got a visiting visa, so they used to travel, and they went to the embassy back home in Jamaica to get and they get their visiting visa taken away because they try to get her husband to get his own.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, what do I need a lawyer to file for her if I'm going to file for her?
You are who to her?
Is my mom.
It's your mother.
Yeah.
Do you need, first of all, if you're calling a lawyer on a show and asking a lawyer if you need a lawyer, then you really believe you need a lawyer. So you've already answered your question. If immigration has already taken away their visas, you may need a lawyer. Yeah, I would suggest having one. Let's make sure that everything goes smoothly.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Asking a lawyer if you need a lawyer, the lawyer's going to say yes every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's like asking a doctor, do I need a doctor?
Right. Manzer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. How are you? Manzer. Manzer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Going once. Going twice, Manzer. Hold on. Let's go to Rahman in Toronto, Canada.
Hello, Brad. How are you doing today?
Good.
I'm a Canadian permanent resident. I'm an Indian citizen. I'm currently residing in Canada. I have a B1, B2 visa, and I'm a truck driver. Are there any ways to get a U.S. green card? My uncle's son owns a trucking company in the U.S. He said he's ready to sponsor me if there are any options available.
Well, first of all, you would still be in the Indian category, even though you're a Canadian citizen, which is huge waiting times. That's number one. Number two, you can't get sponsored as a truck driver because you have to show you meet the minimum requirements of a truck driver. So you would need to be eligible for a commercial trucking license in the United States or in a state. You can't get a commercial trucking license in any state living in Canada. So you wouldn't even be able to qualify for the minimum requirements of the job. So unfortunately, no, that's not a good option.
And what about those EB category visas?
Which EB category visas are you referring to?
I mean, is truck
truck driver truck driver probably would be EW, unskilled, maybe skilled. I'm not sure.
Okay. And also, my wife was refused a study visa from India back in 2016 for U.S.
Is your wife a Canadian or she's Indian?
No, she's Indian too.
Oh, that's too bad.
And
if your wife, because I was about to say, just for other people, if your wife was Canadian, then you would be able to use the Canadian. You wouldn't be in the Indian category. You would be in the Canadian category, which is obviously a lot faster.
Okay.
But
she has applied for a B1, B2 visa. She's currently in Canada since 2018. And do you think that previous refusal affects her current application? She's been residing here since 2018, and she's already applied for permanent residency for Canada.
I think once she gets permanent residency in Canada, she would be more likely to get the B2 visa.
Not before that?
Probably not.
Okay. And I'm always curious, whenever someone applies for a B1, B2, they go for interview at the consulate, do visa officers read the DS-160 and put a remark on it, or do they just decide while interviewing? I mean, many of my friends, they got refused even though their intention wasn't to reside in the U.S.
Yeah, you're asking me to get into the mind of an immigration or consular officer at the embassy, whether they read the application before you walk in or when you walk in. I don't know the answer to that, to be honest with you. I do know the answer that it is your burden to prove to the consular officer 3 things for a visitor's visa. 1, what is the purpose of your visit? Do you have a valid reason to be on a tourist visa? 2, do you have the finances to support yourself to be on that valid reason to be on a tourist visa? And 3, do you have enough things to pull you back to Canada that you are literally only coming for a short visit and returning home? Those are the 3 things you have to prove. So it depends on how maybe you fill out an application, you haven't even shown one of those 3 reasons, they're going to deny you before you walk in. But those are the 3 things you need. And it's not for the immigration, it's not for the consular officer to say, I don't think, he could sit back and think nothing. It's your burden to convince him, not the other way around.
So the best way would be to take the documentation, right documentation, if the officer is willing to have a look at those?
Correct.
Okay, got
it.
Got it. Thank you so much, man. You have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Let's go to Christine in Brooklyn. Hi, Christine.
Hello, good night.
Good day.
Quick question. No, I have my granddaughter back home in Guyana. She is going to be 15 in September. Now, her great aunt wants to send for her for a vacation. The thing is, her dad is in the States, and what he did, he overstayed his time. My question is, would that affect her getting a visa?
Most likely, but you could always try. They're going to say if the father overstayed, she's going to overstay. That's usually what they think.
Okay, but
you can try. Worst they'll say is no. But if you're asking me to make a bet, would you get a visa? The answer would be no.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Great. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Let's go to Sue in Atlanta.
Hi, Brad.
Hi. How are you?
I am doing good. I have a quick question for you. Okay, so I've been a green card holder since 1991, right? And in 98, I was charged and convicted of conspiracy to import and was sentenced to 14 months' time.
1 second. I assume, Sue, drugs.
Yes.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. So I haven't been able to leave the U.S. since then. Is there anything that can be done so I can leave and return with no issue?
How old were you when you got your green card?
I was about 19, 20.
Well, I will be honest with you, Sue. If you were convicted of that charge after February of 1997, there is no relief from deportation. There's no waiver for that. You're an aggravated felon. You are lucky to be living in the United States. Under the law, you should have been deported back in 98.
Okay.
But so why I asked how old you were when you got your green card? People in your situation have two choices. One is if you came to the United States under the age of 18, you could perhaps claim U.S. citizenship if your parents were citizens before you were 18, but you came when you were 20. The other option is to try to go back to the court where you were found guilty to try to vacate the conviction. If, God forbid, you were to be placed in removal at some point in the future, then you would be able to, maybe, if you have a claim, apply for something called Convention Against Torture, that your life is in danger back home because somebody bad is going to do something bad to you. That's everybody's option in your situation. I have one question for you. And I'm sorry to give you the bad news. I have one question for you, though. One question for you. Was it cocaine or marijuana?
Cocaine.
Yeah. No, that's it. I was going to say if it was marijuana, maybe you can pray that marijuana laws will become legal, then you would be in a different position. But they're not going to make cocaine legal anytime soon.
Okay.
I'm sorry about
Thank you
that.
so much. It's okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I think she understood that. Santana in Atlanta, Georgia. Santana.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I came to US in the year 2018. When I was going for my B1 B2 interview in my country, Uganda, I said that I'm married. I came here 2018. Then I got married to a US citizen. Last week I went for my green card interview. So when I went for my green card interview, my I-130 was approved, but my I-485
was denied.
Not denied. He said that he's still taking it for supervision because when I was coming in, I said that I was married, and the date of my divorce in my papers says that I got divorced on 2013. You get the concept? It was my divorce paper wrote that I got divorced on 2013, but when I came here on
I understand
2019,
you made a misrepresentation. So what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, you are legally married. Your I-130 is approved because you got divorced. You lied when you got your visa. You said you were married to the woman that you got a divorce from 2013 when the fact is you were already divorced. You claimed you were married. And had we known you were divorced, perhaps we would not have given you the visa. So that misrepresentation had a bearing on whether or not you got the visa or not. So now that you're going into immigration, they're going to say misrepresentation, you're going to get denied. You can file a waiver for that denial. They're going to give you an opportunity to file a waiver for that denial based on extreme and unusual hardship to your spouse. That if you ultimately were denied your green card and had to go back to Uganda and be separated from your spouse, you would suffer an extreme and unusual hardship. And you're going to need a good lawyer to deal with that.
so the law needs to file a waiver. So that is from I-602 or 601?
601.
601A.
No, 601.
Or 601, because I'm already here in the U.S.
Correct.
And is this thing going to, because I went there before I get my work permit, is it going to affect my work permit?
Well, if they deny your adjustment, it will affect your work permit because you won't be able to renew it. If they give you, hopefully what they'll do is they're going to send you either an RFE or a NOID, a notice of intent to deny, and give you 30 days or 60 days to file a waiver. I would start working on that now.
So I need to contact you to help me on how to
contact someone. I'm not telling you can contact anyone you want. I'm just telling you need a good lawyer. So hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right, hold on. All right, let's go to Joy in Atlanta. A lot of Atlanta today. Joy, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you, Uncle Brad. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, my question. I have a quick question. I have a 2 years green card, and then I renewed my green card last year. Before I renewed my green card, I was renting a house, and then they sent me another 2 years extension while we're waiting for the 10 years to come forth. So within the time, I bought a house, so I have a mortgage. Now, my husband's name is not on the house because he has a lot of child support things, and I don't want no other woman coming to claim my property or something.
Okay.
When I'm due to put in my citizenship by June this year, even though the 10 years is not out yet. But I feel I want to go ahead and filing for the citizenship.
You have to prove that you have a financial relationship with this man. Okay, so owning a house together would be a lot of proof of a financial relationship. It's not the only way to prove it. You still
we don't, Uncle Brad. We don't own the house together. His name is not on the house.
I understand that. You said you didn't want entanglements from the child support issue. I'm saying owning a house together would be good proof. It's not the only proof. Okay, they look at the totality of circumstances, everything. But you definitely need to have some sort of financial relationship. Joint bank account, joint tax returns, responsible for each other's debts, including to child support, unfortunately. That's what a bona fide marriage is to immigration.
Yeah, which I do. We do the child support and everything, the bills on the house and everything. But he doesn't have a bank account because his credit is bad. The credit bureau will not give him a bank account.
What I'm telling you is it's the totality of circumstances. I would have to look at all your documents and give you my assessment. Okay? As I said, obviously owning the house together would be better than not. Obviously having a joint bank account would be better than not. There is no one document that like, oh my God, you don't have this, forget it. Joint tax returns would be one, that's for sure. But other than that, it's the totality of circumstances. So I would have to take a look at your documents. But yes, I understand your situation. But immigration is like, immigration officers are like horses with blinders on. You know, they only look like this. They can't think like that.
So Uncle Brad, do you advise I put him on the deed?
I advise you have a consultation. Let's see what you got, and then we'll figure it out from there. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go to Kelvin in Atlanta. Again, Atlanta. Kelvin.
Good evening, Uncle Brad.
How are you?
I'm fine. I have a question. I came through the United States through a student visa, but I never went to the school. I did attend the school.
You never went one day to the school?
No.
Why?
Because I couldn't fund the fees because I was having issues back home.
But you entered when you entered the United States, you already knew you couldn't afford it.
No.
Come on.
No. It was when I came in, I had some issues. Yeah.
So from the time you came in to the time you're going to go to school, which has to be 30 days or less, your entire world flipped upside down? What do you mean, huh? I said from the time... No, I just want you to be honest with me, that's all. You from the time you enter on a student visa to the time you're supposed to go to school is 30 days. So what you're telling me is you intended to go to school. When you came on a student visa, you had all the funds, and something happened in 30 days that your world turned upside down, and now you can't afford to go, and I didn't even go one day.
It wasn't even up to 30 days.
That's what it is, but okay.
When the incidents happened back home, it wasn't even up to 30 days.
Okay. All right. So what's your question? It's going to be, they're going to tell you committed fraud. But continue.
Yeah, when I went for the interview, I got denied.
Of course, because you committed fraud. And you're lying. And you're still telling not the truth now. But continue.
I got denied with fraud, willful misrepresentation material of fact by claiming on your visa application that you had the necessary funds to attend the school.
I just told you that.
Okay, so what am I going to do now?
First, tell the truth. Number two, file a waiver based on hardship to your spouse.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. You need help. Just tell me the truth at least. Now, deep in New York.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Actually, I have a VAWA approved and I have a I-485 pending in the immigration court. So I have a question. Like in 2017, I was driving a scooter. On someone advised that I don't need license for driving scooter, and police officer gave me a ticket to driving without license. So
I didn't even know
is
you
there
needed.
any
I never knew you needed a license for a scooter either. So okay.
So officer gave me a ticket in Georgia, and I paid the fine $500.
Okay.
So is there any effect on my I-485 in court?
I don't think so.
I have VAWA approved.
I don't think so.
Okay. So and second question, what kind of question will be asked in the court for I-485?
Everything that's on your adjustment application. You're going to go through the entire adjustment application, all those questions. And if there's anything on that adjustment application that required an explanation, you better be ready to explain it. And then they're going to go through your VAWA application to make sure you didn't commit any misrepresentations.
Okay, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go to Lisa in Sumter, South Carolina.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. As my I-130 got approved in June 2021. By the way, I'm married to a permanent resident.
Right.
I filed my I-485 and my I-75 in November 2021. In March, I got my EAD, and on March 9th, I was told that my I-485 is in the visa queue, interview queue.
Good.
I was just wondering if I can expedite, or if it's just okay to just wait. Because
how long you been married now?
Travel document.
You have a travel document or no?
No, I didn't apply for one.
Okay, you want to travel?
Yes, I wanted to travel for the summer.
Okay, I would apply for one now.
Okay.
Okay, when did you get married?
December 2019.
Well, the only good news is that you're going to get your green card more than 2 years after marriage, so you'll get a 10-year card. But unless you have some humanitarian reason, emergency to expedite it, you never went for an interview since December 2019?
No, it says it's in... No, December 2019, no. The I-130 was just approved without any RFC, nothing. The EAD, no RFC, anything.
What, you filed an adjustment and an I-130 together?
No, I did the I-130 in June 2021. No, in April 2020, and it got approved June 2021.
Okay, that's your mistake, because you did the I-130 first and then an adjustment.
I couldn't have done it because I'm a teacher and I was on a J1 visa and I didn't have my
okay,
2-year residency.
I'm just telling you, why. So you didn't file your adjustment. You didn't file your adjustment till
November 2021. Yes.
Yeah, November. Yeah, you're not going to get an interview till the end of the year. If there's nothing to expedite, file for your advance parole if you want to travel.
Even though it's in the queue.
Yes. I mean, maybe you'll get it tomorrow. I hope you do. I'm just telling you, it's taking about a year.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Kaylin in Allentown, Texas, or Alleytown, Texas? Alleyton, Texas. Kaylin.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm a green card holder. This year, April is going to be the 6th year. So I had a fiancé applied for visitation. He was granted 3 years ago. He came to visit. He has been in back and forth, and he has been coming and going. So I decided to do court marriage here. So this year I'm fighting for citizenship. So I was looking to the form, and I was wondering if I should feel as married. Of course, I will.
You're married?
Yeah, because I did the court.
Yes, so then yes, you would tell the truth.
Okay, and then would I petition him? And there's a question, say, you're going to petition him. Would I say yes or no? I'll wait to file him as husband.
The question is not, are you petitioning him? The answer is you have not yet at the moment, no.
Okay.
I believe
so
that's
when
the
I'm
question.
filing my citizenship, yeah. So
you
when
have
I'm
not
filing,
you have not petitioned for him yet. Yes.
Okay. So I'll feel him married, but later I'll petition him.
Correct.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And I assume that's the case, right? And that would be the truth.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Let's go to Manny in Newark.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Manny?
Yeah, I overstayed my visa for 3 years now. And this year I met my girlfriend who is a green card holder.
Manny, wait. You overstayed your visa and what happened?
Yeah, I overstayed my visa for 3 years now. This year I met my girlfriend.
Right, you met your girlfriend.
Yeah, and I'm just asking if can I marry my girlfriend even though we have a few months relationship?
You can marry your girlfriend whether it's a 3-month relationship, a 3-year relationship, a 30-year relationship. The amount of time of the relationship is not as important as what type of marriage are you going to have. There are, in my opinion, 3 types of marriages. Let me tell you the marriage you need to get a green card and the 2 that don't work. Okay? There is a marriage where you have a marriage certificate, you have a paper that says you're married. That case doesn't work. You have a marriage that you have the marriage certificate, you have some relationship with this person. It's not like it's just a marriage certificate and the person went their own separate ways. You have a relationship with them, but you speak to them on the phone. Maybe you go visit their home. Maybe they come visit your home. Maybe you work in different cities and see each other every couple of weekends. That's having a relationship with somebody and having a marriage certificate. But that's not a marriage that immigration would approve. Then there is a marriage where it is bona fide. A bona fide marriage would be every night you and her go to bed in the same bed, wake up in the same bed, live in the same home, day after day, week after week, month after month. And then after you're married and you're living in this home and every day going to sleep with and waking up in the same bed, the same home, you open up a bank account and the bank account's in your name and her name and you put all your money in that account and you pay all your bills. Now you have a joint financial relationship and you live together every day. That is a bona fide marriage. Has nothing to do with how long you know this person. So you can know the person for 3 months, 3 years, 30 years. You can know the person for 30 years, but if you don't have a bona fide marriage, you're still not getting approved. And you can know the person for 3 months and have a bona fide marriage and will get approved.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay, thank you for the everything that
all right, good luck. Hold on. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you can always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. Follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM. I'll be happy to answer your immigration questions as best as I can. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You follow us at Brad Show Live. You don't like 2 hours of us. It's okay. I'll get over it. But you can follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram for the best 30, 45 seconds of our shows. And of course, you can also follow us at Brad Show Live on TikTok. And you can leave a question for me in the comments. You can leave a question for me in the question and answers. And if you're lucky enough for me to read it, I will respond with a personalized video answering your questions for the entire world to see.
And you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And later in the show, we are going to visit New York City's Earth Day Festival 2022 and meet citizens of the world who are fighting for climate action and environmental justice in order to make the Earth a healthier planet.
And in honor of Hump Day, it's time to hear one of our Bradified Marriage Game participants, America and Hector's immigration love story. Do you guys have an immigration love story? We definitely would like to know. Let us know in the comments, and we're going to read them. All right, enjoy.
I'm an immigrant. I was born in Mexico. We started dating, and she didn't know that I was not legal in this country. We were dating for some time. At one point, I became a resident alien, and she kind of was taken aback, saying, "You weren't born here?" I said, "No, I was born in Mexico." She said, "Okay, well, if I would have known that, we would not have been dating." So anyways, I joined the military. She told me, "Get your citizenship on your own. I won't help you with that because I don't want you to use me." And I did. I became a citizen on my own through the military, and we've been happily ever after.
All right, Yo-Yo.
Yes, I wanted to say, guys, so if you guys do have a beautiful immigration love story like you just saw, let us know so we can, actually have them on the show.
We'll
right?
feature you.
Yeah, we'll
and
feature
your
you.
love story.
Yeah,
and then everything about you.
I'm sure you could get a mug out of it too.
That you'll get a mug, and we'll make your ego feel bigger than it is right now.
Yeah,
right?
we love to hear it.
All right, you ready for our social media check-in?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, Michael D. Lapointe, a Facebook VIP member. My girlfriend lives in Kenya and we are getting married soon. If we marry in Kenya, what's the process for her to become a citizen?
Well, she first has to get a green card. You got to file an I-130 visa petition for her, get that approved, go through the National Visa Center, affidavits of support, fee bills, police records. If you get through the National Visa Center, the case gets transferred to the U.S. Embassy in Kenya, where you have to prove it's a bona fide marriage. She gets an immigrant visa to come to the United States as a green card holder. And then 3 years later, provided you are still in a bona fide marriage, she can then at that point file for her citizenship.
Yerne Olos, a Facebook VIP member. My cousin was arrested for shoplifting. A day later, the case was closed and dismissed. After talking and rectifying matters, no court, no probation, no anything. Will that be an issue when filing?
Filing for what? Well, every time you're arrested, it's an issue, whether you're filing for citizenship, whether you're filing for a green card. But if that's your only arrest ever in your entire life, it doesn't sound like it's inadmissible, deportable, and probably you had a bad day, and it probably doesn't affect good moral character. So no matter what you're filing for, probably okay.
Orlando on YouTube. I have an interview coming up in May for AOS, but I currently have an open court case for a traffic violation. It's reckless driving and going over the speed limit. Will this cause a denial?
No, it's going to cause, yes, it could cause a denial, but it could certainly cause a no decision until that case is resolved.
Mali B on YouTube. I got approved for VAWA about 2 years ago. Went to my interview 1 year ago and still haven't gotten a decision from USCIS. What's your advice, please? Is this unusual?
Yes, you should think about filing a mandamus if it's been more than 1 year since your VAWA interview and you haven't heard anything.
Daryl Winnabaugh on YouTube. I got an I-10 while on pending change of status, but I'm not using the I-10 and married my wife, who is to file her citizenship May 4th. Does this affect me if I apply for immigration benefits?
No.
Barbarine, maybe?
Babar?
Babarine.
Okay.
Maybe
Babar's the elephant.
I know, Babar the elephant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Barbarine. Barbarine Kelly on Facebook.
Okay.
My children came into the country a couple years ago. I'm now filing their paperwork, but I'm unable to find records of their I-94. I'm able to see their travel history, but not their most recent I-94. What can I do?
Why do you need it? I'm not sure why she needs it at the moment.
Because they're filing their paperwork.
But don't you have a copy of their passports? If not, you know what day they entered the U.S., so put it down. You can always request additional records through FOIA, through immigration.
Sanjay Munjal on Facebook. I'm from Washington. I applied for VAWA May 2018. It's over the processing time, still no decision. Please let me know what to do.
A threat of a mandamus.
Ruth Onu on YouTube. I just received my green card and I don't have a tax return. Can I file for my fiance who's here with me in the U.S.?
Yes.
Bhavin Patel on YouTube. Someone threatened me at work and they said they will kill me. I have a witness and he called the police. Can I apply for a U visa? He did not rob anything but just threatened me.
It could be considered an assault. Could be. But you don't have a physical injury. You may have an emotional injury, but it would require you to go to therapy to prove that emotional injury, and that would be more than one time. Because for a U visa, you have to have been assaulted and have an injury. So maybe.
Tanisha Richards on YouTube. I have 2 of the 3 degrees decrees for my husband's divorces. Will that be an issue for the interview? I don't have the first decree. It was 30 to 40 years ago, but I have the last 2 decrees.
You need every last one of them.
Shanice Lewis on YouTube. If a person overstayed their visa, which is not expiring for now, would someone be able to change their status, or is there a way to get a petition?
You can file to change your status as long as you haven't overstayed.
Felix Aguirre on YouTube. I went to my home country to get my green card. I got denied because I had a deportation in absentia. What can I do?
And you went to your home country, you've now left with an order of deportation. You need a 212 waiver to return.
Kofi Ake on YouTube. My parents had their traditional marriage but don't have a marriage certificate. Could I submit the written statement of witnesses in my I-130 application or wait until they request for it?
Wait till they request for it.
Jamiu Etiko on YouTube. Got married to my wife who's a permanent resident 8 months ago. She just filed for citizenship this April. When can she file for me as a spouse? Now or after she gets her citizenship?
Wait till she becomes a citizen, it'll be faster.
Miguel Clark on YouTube. I petitioned my wife in November 2020. I'm a green card holder. How much longer will I be waiting to get her in America?
I don't know, maybe another year.
Stacey Ann Jones Wilson on YouTube. My 5-year-old cousin is my goddaughter. Her mom, who is also my cousin, died when the baby was 3 years old. I'm married to a U.S. citizen and I recently applied to adjust my status. When I become a green card holder, can I adopt the kid and file for her?
Your spouse can, who's the citizen. When you have a green card holder, you could be an additional adoptee, but you need an American citizen to adopt the child to bring them from another country.
Abiodun Olojede on YouTube. Applied for AOS in November 2017. I-130 was denied in January 2020 after a series of RFE. Did EOIR-29 and reapplied for AOS in January 2020 to get EAD. Interviewed May 2021. Attorney got a letter in March 2022 for EOIR saying the Department of Justice just received our appeal and will respond. What should I do now? I seem stuck.
Because you can't have an appeal and a new adjustment pending, so you got to withdraw one of them.
Donette Bryant on Facebook. Hi, Brad. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm filing for my mom that lives in Jamaica. However, I lost my certificate of citizenship. There's a section on the I-130 that asks for the certificate number and place of issue. I don't have that info. How do I go about getting a new certificate of citizenship?
Well, you can file for an application for a new certificate of citizenship. It's an N5 something or other. I don't remember the exact form, but you can go on USCIS.gov and look it up. You could also just put down lost naturalization certificate, submit a copy of your passport. They'll look up your citizenship.
All right, and that was the last one, but I do see she says that I've not been, said squad up, everybody. I've not been on the show in so long because of my work schedule. We're happy that you got the last person that just asked the question, Donette Bryant.
Oh, okay.
So happy you were able to ask your question.
And came back.
Yeah, and came back.
Yeah, she comes back when she's got a question. It's okay, we still love you.
No, we love you.
All right, April is Earth Month, an entire 30 days dedicated to environmental education, impact and appreciation, and Friday with Earth Day, which is a worldwide movement to promote awareness of our environment. This year's theme was Invest in Our Planet, calling for businesses to shift towards sustainable practices. Our correspondent, our very own and beautiful Vanessa Nesquik Contreras, and our entire crew were at this New York City, well, almost our entire crew, were at this New Year's New York City 2022 Earth Day celebration to meet people who are working and fighting and rapping for a safer and cleaner planet. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, Vanessa Contreras here, and today I'm at New York City's Earth Day Festival 2022. Since 1970, Earth Day has been a day to diversify, educate, and activate the worldwide environmental movement. Today it's more important than ever as a 2021 study published in the Journal of Nature Climate Change established that at least 85% of the world's population has been affected by human-induced climate change. So here in Union Square, people have come together from all over the city and beyond to celebrate climate action and environmental justice and how we can all do our part to make the world a better place to live. Let's check it out. I'm here with Crystal from Group Hug Solar, and I want you to share a little bit about your product. You've been featured on Shark Tank.
Yes, yep.
So can you please share a little bit about how your product is enlightening today's event?
So my name's Crystal. I'm the founder and designer of Group Hug Solar. We design ridiculously cute solar panels, which is not what you would typically think of solar, where they are designed to hang in your window. I live in Brooklyn in an apartment. I was frustrated by how hard it was to adapt and get into renewable energy, so I just started building my own solar panels and came up with this.
Love it. Now, can you just inform the squad on why this product is helpful?
Definitely. So the whole idea is to make the easiest way for someone to like dip their toes into solar, and it's as easy as hanging a solar panel in your window. So it's all about accessibility and making the education and whole idea very easy, and we hope that by planting the seed early, as people get older and buy homes, they're going to be more likely to go solar.
So Crystal, how do you even get involved in solar?
Yeah, so it all started because I'm actually a product designer by training. I went to Georgia Tech to study design, and in school I realized how much garbage and how wasteful products are, and really wanted to use my design skills to design products that were different and inspired people to make changes. So that's how I got into it.
Love that. Now, how can we leave a better earth for the next generation?
Yes, that's a really good question. I actually just had a baby about a month and a half ago, so it's something I think about all the time now. But I really think it's about making small changes and like questioning a lot of what we do today and how can we make it better, and just nudging it forward a little bit at a time.
Can you share your immigration story with us?
Sure, I'm happy to. So I'm actually first generation American. My parents are from Guyana. They moved to the city in the 70s, and I think just growing up seeing how efficient and how they really don't waste a lot, and learning from them about how to leave the planet in a better place. And I remember just growing up in that environment, and I think it really affected me.
Crystal, it's been a pleasure to speak to you. Congratulations on your achievements, and we look forward to more solar.
Thank you. Yes.
So squad, I am here with Paul and Joe from Food and Water Watch. And what brings you guys to the Earth Day Festival today?
Well, our love of the planet Earth and our love of the human race and our desire to see us all have a future, happy future together.
Yeah.
Us, we, and the planet Earth.
Now, Paul, can you share a little bit with us on some of the actions that you guys have taken and what your goal is today?
Today we're here to promote making buildings in New York all electric and not use fossil fuels. Food and Water Watch has been a leader in fighting fossil fuels around the country. And the one beautiful thing about Food and Water Watch is that we take absolutely no corporate money from anybody. All of our funds come from donors such as us. And we've been in the lead to fight fracking in New York State, and we won that battle after following former Governor Cuomo wherever he went with picket signs. We don't want our water polluted with fracking chemicals, and fracking is banned in New York State because of Food and Water Watch and a coalition of other organizations. But we are still getting fracking fluids imported to our state from other states, and we don't want those chemicals in our water system. Food and Water Watch is exactly what it means. We watch and want to protect our food and water, and I have a very, very vested interest in this. I have a 1-year-old gorgeous granddaughter. I'm very impartial, and a very handsome 3-year-old grandson, and I want the food and the water for their generation to be pristine and clean, and that's why I'm here.
What messages do you have for our global leaders about climate justice?
I don't feel that our leaders realize the severity of the problem. Our Earth is heating up very rapidly. Our ice around the world is melting very rapidly. Our lakes are drying up. I really believe that in the future, the biggest wars that we are going to fight are over clean water in the world, and we just got to take this much more seriously and get off of fossil fuels and get on to clean and renewable energy, and more solar energy and more geothermal energy and more wind energy, and do it responsibly. And we want to also put windmills where they're not in the migratory paths of birds, because we don't want to solve one problem and wind up killing masses of birds. So we have to do it and follow the science and trust our scientists and not our politicians. So we got to keep on our politicians' tails and write letters and sign petitions And that's what we're doing here today, asking people to sign petitions and fight for the earth. So anyway, I've been putting pins in my hat from the environmental organizations that I've been involved in for many, many years. And I just wanted to share one with you. I don't know if you could see the pin, but it says Earth Day 1990. I'm still here, I'm still kicking, I'm still doing the fight. I'm still making good trouble, as John Lewis said, one of my heroes. So thank you for covering this fair, and have a great day.
Put your hands in the air for this wet-ass planet, and wave them like you care for this wet-ass planet. We're talking watershed on this wet-ass planet. Now make it rain. Yes, wet-ass planet. Earth got leeches, crabs on beaches. Water is life, better keep it where it reaches. 3 days without it, you'll be heard screeches. Drink it, clean it, leak it to the eels. The food chain, we got fish and seagulls. Lobsters, clams, deep bottom feeders. Filter the water, make it cleaner. Water's a must, we are water creatures.
Okay, Brad Squad, I am here with Planet Earth. Literally. She goes by Hilla the Killer. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Okay, so what brings you here today?
Well, I'm the Earth. This is an Earth Day event. I want to celebrate my existence. 4.5 billion years, yo.
Love that for us. So, what's something you feel individuals could do to combat climate change?
Connect with the Earth, compost, know where your food comes from, spend time outside. These are the ways that we connect with the thing that gives us life, yo. And just anything that you do, that you love to do on Earth, do it for the Earth.
Now, how do you feel we can leave a better Earth, Killa, for the next generations?
Plant trees, don't cut down trees, be kind to each other, community gardens, plant shit, grow your own food.
Now, rumor in the square has it that the Earth was rapping earlier. So do you think that you could share some of your bars?
Yeah, I'm gonna just kick a freestyle. Let's see how it goes, okay. Can you do a beat? Yo, the Earth is here at Union Square, and I'm really about all that clean air. Yeah, I really like to get that water. I'm not trying to be any hotter. I'm just cool, yeah, I like to chill. I got cycles and systems, that is me. I'm so ill. The Earth, yeah, I spin, and what I really want is for everyone to win. Hey!
Yes, 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 you heard it straight from Planet Earth. That was so awesome. Okay, so who knew I could do that? Okay, Brad Squad, I am here with Todd, who is an activist, and he has tons of information for us today. What brings you here today?
I'm here to promote the Earth Bill, which is a new piece of federal legislation being filed by Representative Espaillat, who's from New York 13 up in Inwood in the Bronx and above Harlem. The Earth Bill would mandate 100% pollution-free electricity, cars, and food by 2030. The deadline's very important because we're running out of time. Every month you pay your electric bill, you fill your gas tank, you buy food. That money is going to pay corporations that are polluting. This bill would say create all these things without the pollution, and it would go to solving over 60% of our carbon pollution problem and really tackle 100% of the political problem because it changes big oil and big ag's practices. And so we hope if the whole world unites around the Earth Bill, if all the movement and the public comes together, we might have enough power to topple the corporations that control Congress.
Now, Todd, with all that being said, what's something individuals can do to combat this climate change?
Well, we finally came up with something individuals can do. You go to www.earthbill.org, take the pledge, and you sign up, and we'll get your name by congressional district. And then we will email you to help you contact your congressperson to co-sponsor the Earth Bill. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to change any of your buying habits, any light bulbs. All we have to do is get Congress to make these corporations make these necessities of life without pollution.
I'm so glad we're trying to initiate all of these changes. How can we leave a better Earth for the next generation, you feel?
Well, it's very simple. We have to stop our current pollution. It's our lives that are creating the pollution right now. And 7 more years of pollution and we go over 1.5. 25 more years of pollution, we go over 2.0. The disaster is happening. So we have to act in an emergency way, pass legislation, and change our ways by the end of the decade.
How do you feel that this climate change is affecting migration?
Well, it's obviously already causing catastrophic effects. You can see people from Central America, their means of production, their farming is being decimated. The water resources they need to farm are evaporating. And this is just the beginning. All over the world, it's causing huge migration problems, and it's going to become devastating. So we have to stop our pollution to prevent migration, to make sure it's safe to stay where you are and make food and live where you are. And there's nothing more important than that, because that's going to destabilize the entire planet if we don't fix this.
Todd, thank you so much. That was so informative.
Be outside, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for having me. Earth Day Initiative.
Okay, squad, I had a great time today learning about a ton of different environmental causes. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thanks to everyone that spoke to us. Brad, back to you.
All right, happy Earth Month to everybody. We're ready to do 10 immigration questions in 50 seconds.
Let's do it.
All right, you ready? Let's do it.
Can I file concurrently for VAWA if my spouse is an LPR?
Yes.
How long will it take for EAD after a biometric?
At least 6 months.
How long does it take after C31 production to get your approval level?
2 to 4 weeks.
Can I get a Medicaid for my spouse if he's undocumented?
Only for emergency.
Can I use a copy of my marriage certificate instead of the original when filing my citizenship?
Yes.
Can my husband file for my orphan brother in Jamaica while filing for me?
Yes.
I filed for my son in 2020 and the case is expiring soon. What can be done?
I don't even know what your case is about.
How long should an I-485 background check take?
Anywhere from 2 months to lifetime.
Can my sister marry a green card holder and file without having to do a provisional waiver?
It depends if they're in status.
Does Minnesota Care and WIC affect my AOS process?
No.
Okay. Whew, God damn.
Filing for the orphan, by the way, I assume you're filing for an orphan, you're not filing for another brother.
Right.
You're doing an orphan petition. Right. Right? That was the question?
Well, husband is filing for my orphan brother.
I guess as an orphan, yeah, that would be as to adopt a child.
Right.
Yes, I would assume that's the question.
Okay.
All right, so I answered it properly.
All right.
So then we did it.
We did it.
All right, I just had to confirm.
Woo.
Oh my God.
Goodness gracious.
What was that other question? Where I'm like,
what is it? Which one? Oh, the one that you were like.
I'm like, what? I don't know what your case is about.
Yeah.
What was it?
I filed. No. Yeah, I filed for my son in 2020, and the case is expiring soon. What can be done?
Filed for what? I don't know if you filed an I-130. What's expiring? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you answered that.
Okay, fine. All right. Very good. Comments of the
Good
day. I
job,
answered.
Brad.
I want to make sure not only I beat the clock, that I answered all the questions properly.
Yes.
All right. Comments of the day.
All right, everybody, our first comment of the day comes from Dion Reed saying, "Squad up, it's a blessing to be here with the Brad crew and my squaddies."
All right. Yeah, it certainly is.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right, y'all, our second comment of the day. Lisa Bling Rose saying, "When you need your immigration question answered, call Uncle Brad. He's here like Superman and on it like Matlock." Whoa!
I've never had Superman and Matlock.
I haven't heard about
Superman and Matlock in one sentence. That's a comment.
That's a comment.
You
I used
pulled
to love
Matlock and Superman in the same sentence.
Right, Matlock was the man.
He
too.
was. He solved every.
Right.
He solved every mystery.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Cross-examination.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Our third comment of the day. Don Harriet saying, "Brad knows how to answer the questions even before they're asked," which he just did. That's how great of a lawyer he is.
Yeah, I knew. I knew the guy with the student visa. I knew they were going to say fraud. Yeah. As soon as he told me.
All right, and our last question. Comment. Our last comment of the day. Burrell Ayers saying, "America is a great country. Even the Canadians are trying to come to America."
Yes. I think America's a great country too. So some people could disagree with me. I think America's has its problems.
Of
no one
course.
says we don't.
Like everybody.
Okay, but still a great place.
Yes.
All right, and by the way, Carol the Tiger says, I guess she's talking about Superman and Matlock coming together. That's a great guy.
That is, yeah.
That's a great guy, Superman and Matlock. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow for Spanning the World. See you then. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And visit us now at our Connecticut office, 221 Main Street, Suite 501, Hartford, Connecticut. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK, 1-800-529-5465.